Hello, I'm Jaylen Slack. This is my first YouTube video, and usually I record videos and place them on my phone and just never release them. But now I'm about to start making videos and putting it on YouTube and other social medias, and this is quite uncomfortable. But anyway, I put out a poll on my Instagram, and it was a decision between my journey between college or slack spades or slacks, and most of the people just wanted to hear the journey from my college, and really that's the story I wanted to tell first. So I want to do a short recap on my senior year when I was actually in school. My top 3 priorities were dance, my academics, and my relationship. I knew from a jump that I wasn't good enough as a dancer to pursue it in college, so I went to my hidden talent, which was drawing, but nobody knew about it because I kind of kept it a secret when I entered high school. Everybody else in elementary and middle school knew I could draw, but when I went to high school, I kind of just kept it on the low. So around after New Year's, that's when you're in class all the time. Everybody's talking about college. Everybody's constantly talking about college and which ones they're applying to, which one they're about to attend, what they got accepted to, and stuff like that. What scholarship they earned and what essays they sent out, who they're waiting on, their dream colleges, and things of that matter. Me personally, I wasn't really thinking about college. I was thinking about, things that was the most important to me, which was the 3 I listed. And it was this one class that it was IB English. When you're in school, you got the regular class, you got the standard classes, you got the AP classes, and then you got the IB classes and stuff like that. So I was in IB. I was in IB English, and this was the main class that would put pressure on you to do everything to get into college, because we will constantly talk about college every single day. So it made me snap out of it and say, hey, I need to do something. I need to try to not sign up, but apply for college and things in that matter. But the thing was, my resume as a student wasn't good, It's I wasn't the smartest in the class, and I think I had a 3.2, something like that. I wasn't that involved in the extracurricular classes. I did tennis, that's about it. So in January, I was looking at this college, and it's in Detroit. And it was CCS, which is College Creative Studies for short. And I found out that the deadline was January 31st, somewhere. No, the deadline was February 1st. And I had to get it in. It was already January. So the thing was, I was a little bit overconfident with, producing 8 pieces of portfolio, 8 to 10, because that was the requirement of pieces of art. And I didn't realize that I didn't really have anything to present, not even anything in my closet or on the walls, things like that. So I had to start from scratch, get all the papers, pencils, this and that, whatever, get what I needed. And I'll pull up the pieces that I did to submit the portfolio, and we're going to do a comparison later on in the story. So basically, it came out crap. It was trash. And when I submitted it, I was like, okay, I'm fingers crossed. It was an art school. They're going to let anybody in. As foolish as I was, it was at, I believe, it was either 45 or 49% acceptance rate. It was one or the other. But I just know it was in the 40s. But I still underestimated it. It's an art class. It's an art school, whatever. So I'll carry on with the month in February, just doing what I do. And I finally get the letter. The pressure's still going on about going to college every day and this and that, whatever. And what are you going to do with your life? When school makes you feel like, hey, if you don't go to college, you're going to be a failure. You're going to be something that you don't want to be, So that's how I felt. I needed to go somewhere so I don't feel like the bum, or I don't feel like the failure in the class, because everybody just looks like, they know what they're doing. Their head is on tight. Mine is screwed on backwards and just clueless of what's going on. Anyway, so one night, I got some mail for me. I got some mail, and it had a letter. It was a letter, and it was from CCS. Now, it wasn't a big letter, so it wasn't like a big envelope. So that was the first red flag. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep my hopes up though, because maybe they ran out of big envelopes. Maybe they ran out. Okay, cool, whatever. So I opened it, and it said, regular. We regret to inform you that you're not getting in. You're not getting to the school. That's what basically sums up to. I wish I had this letter to this day so I can show you and read it and things like that, but I don't have it. I have no idea where it is. So anyway, when I read that letter, I had a feeling like, oh my goodness, this is my dream college and I'm not getting accepted. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It just felt like the world is going to end. That's how I felt. And I just got really sad and bummed out, and I got worried for the class that I got worried for the next day because, IB English, they keep talking about it. So, boom. I keep thinking about it. It's been on my mind all night that night. And then the next morning when I'm getting up to get ready, when I attend the class and stuff like that, first class, the second class, third period, this and that, whatever. And we finally get to the fifth, which is my English class. So here's one of the amazing points of this story. That day, my teacher was going around asking everyone what college that they're going to, right? Which ones they got accepted to, because now it's around the time where people are starting to get accepted and things like that. We got people who are getting accepted to Brown, Ferris State University, Wayne State University, which is a very popular college up here in Michigan. We got people getting accepted to University of Michigan, Michigan State University. Somebody going somewhere to Alabama, and things in that matter. So everybody is saying where they're going in the circle. Like, the class is in the circle, It's not one of those, down the line and stuff like that. It's all in the circle. So she started with the person next to me, and they went all around because I'm in the corner. I'm in the top corner, right? It started here, right? So when she got to one of my closest friends who was sitting next to me, right? She was sitting next to me, and she asked her, what college are you going to? She said, I'm going to the military. She's the only person who said that she was the only person that said somewhere else that wasn't a college, university, or anything like that. And so she just said she's going to the military. So, when you think you're about to get called on, you just look away. I'm looking down and stuff like that. And surprisingly, she didn't call on me and ask me, hey, Jaylen, what college are you going to? She just moved on with the class. And I'm like, because the whole time when she was going around, I was sweating bullets because I'm like, I just read my rejection letters to my dream college last night. I don't want to, I was thinking about, should I lie? Should I tell the truth? I didn't know what to do because that's the only college I applied for. I didn't apply for anything else. Sure, I wrote an essay that was supposed to go to Michigan State University, but I never turned it in because I didn't, I wanted to go, but at the same time, I didn't because I knew I wasn't going to meet the requirements. Anyway, it was just nice that she just didn't call on me, and I just felt like that was a really interesting thing to talk about. But anyway, pressure is still applying, pressure is still going on, this and that, whatever. But then March comes around, March 2020. Everybody is getting out of school, stuff like that. We're quarantining and stuff like that, attending school online. So I'm super bummed out, just like everybody else. But I'm still scrolling and looking at colleges that I can attend to because I'm thinking, all right, CCS is just done and over with. Because, when you get rejected from a college, you just think, okay, I guess I can't apply again. I already got it rejected. I should just move on to something else. So I was looking at another college called either SCAD or SCAD, one or the other. It was Savannah College for Arts and Design. That's what it was. But it was all the way in Savannah, Georgia. And I was considering it because it looked nice, you know. It had another name that had the, you know, university under it. That was important to me at the time. I don't know why. I do know why. It was because of Monsters University. I just fell in love with the movie, and I fell in love with the word university. Anyway, it had an art major and a dance major. It was a major or minor. You can make it a major or a minor. Anyway, it had a dance program as well. So it made me extremely happy. So I'm like, okay, I just go here. The requirements was 8 to 12 pieces though. Oh wait, the requirements was 10 to 12. Whoa. 10 to 12. Like, I just got rejected and just sent her to the trash can, this and that, whatever, over 8 to 10 pieces. And I submitted 8 because it was so last minute. And now this college wants 10 to 12. It's already March. It's already March, you know what I'm saying? And art takes time. So anyway, boom. I said, all right, I guess I'm looking through the pieces that I made, and I'm just thinking, okay, I'm going to let this one go. I'm going to let this one in the portfolio. I'm going to let that one go. Okay, I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to choose that one. But either way, all of it was garbage. All of it was. So that's what I was planning to do. I was planning to move to Savannah and, you know, pursue my education there. It was just one day. My parents was at work. I was in my parents' room watching television. And this dude I was talking to, the listed things that was my priorities: dance, academics, and my relationship. Okay, that's all I was on the phone with. We weren't together at the time, but, you know, we were still talking a lot. So he called me and he said, he was trying to convince me not to go to Savannah because I told him, like, hey, I'm about to go to college down in Georgia. And he didn't want me to because he wanted to make it work. I want to make it work too, but, you know, I got rejected from CCS. I don't know what to do. I'm looking at other colleges in Michigan, and it's like the requirements are just something that's like, I feel like I'm not going to be considered or even looked at or even glanced at. Because one thing I really liked about CCS was they didn't care about your GPA. They didn't care about SAT scores or anything like that. They didn't care about any of that. They just cared about if you were good at art or not. So that's what I really liked about it. I just can't reapply. I'm thinking, okay, I got to settle for something else. However, the dude I was talking to, he just put this bright idea in my head to try again. Try again. So I'm like, you can do that? Like, you can try a college again? It's just something that's not discussed in, like, when you're in school. Like, you just got to do it one time and hope you got it. And if you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. Congratulations type stuff. You don't really try again. So I'm like, I should try again. But this time I'm going to go harder. This time I'm actually going to blow their minds. Because I have what it takes. I have a lot of talent. But the thing was, it was so last minute, and I tried to give them some garbage and hope that they accept me. You know, it just came back at me. I was motivated for another reason. Like, okay, I'm going to apply for CCS again so I can stay here. That way I can make my relationship work. Whatever reason it was, I just got to work. the whole house is crowded. The whole house is crowded. There's a lot of stuff going on, things in that matter. And you know when you're so comfortable somewhere else, like for example, your room. You're so comfortable in your room that you don't really, do much of what you need to do in the room. You just feel like, you just do what you want. Like if I have homework and I want to do it in here, I'll get distracted and watch TV or be on my phone. But if I'm in the living room, I'll be more focused because it's somewhere out of my comfort zone where I'm just known to distract myself and just have fun. So I'm taking my focus space to the garage because that was the only place that nobody was at. Like nobody was using it. Nobody was putting their cars inside because the garage door was broken, anything like that. So the thing was, it was junky. It had bikes, lawnmowers, garden tools, a whole lot of boxes, a whole lot of Christmas trees, and a refrigerator, things like that. All kinds of stuff, old clothes, all old shoes and stuff like that. But I already have in my mind, I'm already determined, like, this is about to be my workspace. This is about to be my art studio for right now so I can get into college. So I started moving things around. I started cleaning it up. I found an old tire. I found an old big tire, and I found a plank of wood, a big plank of wood. And I set it on top of that old tire, and I'm like, okay, this is my desk. And whatever I found that was low enough for a seat, I just used it. So it took me about 3-4 days to finish cleaning the garage. But after then, I created like a big circle of space where I could just work. It was nice. And it was my own space. Nobody bothered me because nobody had a reason to go in the garage. That's when I got to work. And right now it's June. Right now it's June. And I'm working on about 2 pieces. And I'll show you which 2 pieces I was working on at the time. So I'm in that garage day and night, from early in the morning until late at night. And the only reason why I wouldn't stay all night is because my mama would tell me, you need to come inside because there'll be squirrels coming out and in and out of the garage. And it's getting dark, it's getting cold and stuff like that. And so the thing was, I will stay there all day. And the only reason why I would come in is because of my mom. That was it. So anyway, so when you locked in, you locked in. You just doing this on a consistent basis, however you feel. And why I say however you feel is because during that time, the dude I was talking to on the phone, yeah, we broke up, stuff like that, and I was going through it. I'll be honest, I was going through it. I was mentally like, oh my goodness, like I'm so hurt, this and that, whatever, like, ouch. And during that time, it was June and July. It was a time where he was constantly calling me and stuff like that to meet up, and we would talk about things and things that matter, but he was just leading me on and toying me on because he was already talking to someone else. All right. And I remember it was this one day. He called me, told me, let's go meet up at the park and stuff like that. I said, okay. So I ain't have no car. So I'm riding the bike. Up to the park. It's like a 20-minute bike ride. Cool. It's in the neighborhood. I ride up to that park. And he drove up to the park because he had a car at the time. So he drove up there and we met up and we talked. So we was talking about the relationship, this and that, whatever, and he wanted me to open up about it. And at the time, I didn't want to open up about it, but I decided to, so I can feel some sort of closure because I had a whole lot of weight on me, on my chest. So we was talking about it, but then he told me something that was like, that really hurt my feelings. It wasn't like anything mean, but he was being honest. So I felt, a type of way because, like, you had me open up about this and that, whatever, but then you're going to, throw me a curveball. So anyway, whatever was said, I left crying. Like, let's just be real. I just left crying. Cool. So I'm crying home and stuff like that. And I'm so emotional that I can't ride my bike. So I'm just holding my bike, just, I'm wiping my tears every time a car come by and stuff like that. I don't want nobody pulling over. It's like, hey, are you okay? It's like, I didn't want nobody talking to me. And I had to do that for at least 40 minutes because I'm not riding a bike. I'm walking. So it's going to take longer. So I'm just talking to myself, teary-eyed and snotty nose and stuff like that. I'm talking to myself about what just happened and things like that. And I'm prepping myself because I'm near home. I'm prepping myself like, okay, I got to get it together. I gotta wipe my tears, wipe the nose, stuff like that, and practice smiling. act like everything's okay. And because I don't know where my people are. I don't know where any of my family are. They could be in their bedroom, but my mom was normally in the kitchen. My dad could be in the living room. My sisters could be in the living room or anywhere. I don't know. So when I walk up to the porch, you know, I got it together before I got in the house, got it together. I said, all in my mind is just saying, all I need to do is get in the garage. Just make it to the garage. Just make it to the garage. Right? Because it's still daytime. So anyway, I'm walking. It takes me a minute to get there because I think my mama sent me to do something. So I'm like, I just keep playing in my mind. I just need to get to the garage. I just need to get to the garage. I need to get to the garage. So finally, I make it to the garage. When I finally make it there, close the door, it was silent. It was quiet. It was quiet, but my mind is loud. Like, it's so many thoughts going on and things like that, and I'm so emotional. I just start crying again. My eyes are red, and I call a close friend at the time. I tell him what happened and things like that, and he tells me what I needed to hear, that you need to stop letting this dude, lead you on, and you need to focus on, your portfolios, focus on this college that you want to attend. I'm like, I'm nodding my head, I'm getting it together. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna just breathe. Everything will be okay. It happens to the best of us. It happens when we're young. It happens when we're middle aged. It happens when we're old. Heartbreaks happen. They're inevitable. So you just got to get through the pain, but you need to actually focus on your career / your future and things like that. So I get it together while I'm on the phone. I wipe my tears. I wiped my tears one last time for that night. I sat down at whatever I was sitting on at the time in front of the old tire and the big plank, and I got back to work. And I feel like it was such a impactful time because I know that life goes on. And, this heartbreak may affect me a lot because I was dealing with my first heartbreak, and it's like, I didn't want to talk about it with anybody, but except for this close friend that I have. So anyway, I started really focusing in because it's June. It's June, this and that, whatever. And the deadline's in November. So I'm working constantly. I got multiple pieces going on. And what you see back here is some of the pieces. I'll put some pictures close up. That you can see the pieces that I worked on during that time. But I just started going crazy. I just started locking in and stuff like that. And anytime the old dude would call, I would just be really nonchalant. But I wouldn't meet up with him. Like, I'll be busy and stuff like that. I got things to do and whatever. So I'm just doing that all summer. Anytime my friends ask me to hoop, I'll come out like every once in a while, but not every day because I have things to do, And it's deadline is coming. I know it's in November, but months fly by quick. Like, you see, we already in April, So, and then one day, I'm looking at, CCS, College for Career Studies. I'm looking at it, and it said the acceptance rate it went down. It's at 41%. Either 41 or 43, one or the other. I just know it was low 40s. So I'm like, oh my gosh, am I really gonna get in? Is this good enough? I'm every day I'm in my mind like asking myself, is this good enough? Am I going to make it into this college? What am I going to do if I don't get accepted? Because this is going to be my second attempt. This is all I got. You know what I'm saying? This is the only college that I have in mind. I don't want to go anywhere else. And it's not even because of the dude anymore. It's because I fell back in love with CTS. I'm looking at pictures of the college every single day so I can feel closer. I'm looking at the dorms. I'm looking at the buildings, the programs, and things in that matter. Everything was CCS to me. Everything. every piece of mail that they sent me, I'll put it in my dresser so I can save it and look at it and things like that. I still have them, you know? So, boom. It's getting around that time. Time is ticking. I'm in December. Time is ticking. I mean, I'm not in December. I'm in October. Time is ticking, this and that, whatever. I just turned 18 on the 26th. And I'm like, okay. You can celebrate your birthday, but you got to get back working. So, boom. Now so it was the day before. Yeah, it was the day before. So October 31st, which is Halloween, I get done working on my portfolio. I submit the pictures, things like that, hoping for the best. Fingers crossed, right? Let's get to the part where the acceptance letter came. The thing was, it didn't come through the mail. I'm not entirely sure why it didn't come in the mail. I don't know if it was because of, COVID-19 or anything like that. I had no idea, but it didn't come in the mail. It came digital, all right? It was this website. It was a student portal you type in, and it was this one night. I was on the phone with the dude that I was talking about. I was on the phone with him, and I checked, this student portal, and it said, it summed up to, your letter is waiting to be opened. Something like that. I'll post a picture. But it says something like that. So when I read that, everything that's chirping through the dude's mouth, it just turned to, it just turned to that, because I'm not listening anymore. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the moment where I either get accepted or I'm something else. I'm either gonna get accepted or I'm bummed. Like, that's what you think. That's what your mind is programmed. I think differently now, but that's what I was thinking back then. So I'm thinking, so I start ignoring him. I'm like, I go downstairs. I'm like, mama, my letter here. Look, it can be open. I can open it. I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out if I got accepted or not. I'm so excited, So boom, I sit down. I'm in the dining room. I sit down, and she stopped cooking, and she come in, and she, So she grabbed my phone. She grabbed my phone, and she said, "I'm gonna open it. I said, I'm sitting down, and I can't stop moving. I gotta answer my pants. I can't stop moving. And my sister is in the sunroom, so I didn't grab her. I just went straight to my mama. So, it was a moment of silence, and she said, breathe. I'm breathing. And she opened it, right? She said, congratulations, you've been, all I heard was that, and I just started screaming. I was like, woo! I didn't even woo. I screamed. I was like, ah! I screamed and everything. So my sister coming down, she heard me from all the way to the sunroom. She heard me, and she ran all the way to the living room. She trying to figure out what the heck happened. I'm like, I just got accepted to my dream college. I just got accepted to CCS. I just got accepted to College Creek Studies. Oh my God, this and that, whatever. At 41% or 43, whichever one it was. It was low 40s acceptance rate. I got accepted to that. It was like what? It was either like the third or the fifth hardest school to go to get accepted to in Michigan, and I made it. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting excited just talking about it. It was I'm just so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. So I celebrate that entire night. I celebrate, like, I said it, this and that, whatever. But the rest of it, after that, I locked back into something else, because that's how my mind operates. So anyway, that's how I got accepted to college, this and that, whatever. So my first day was, I think it was somewhere in January. That I was off to College Creek Studies, and I was just so proud of myself. Everything was just in 4K in my eyes. Like, everything was just so, it was like a movie, like cinematic at that. Like, driving downtown Detroit and just looking at the college, and it was like, oh my gosh, like, I really worked so hard to make it here. It was just such an amazing feeling. I got my dorm. It was all the way on the 7th floor. It was in the corner. I had a suite. Yeah, a suite. I had a suite, and I had one roommate, just one. And I'll tell you about her in the next video, because she didn't stay long. which means I had a suite for about 6 months by myself. Because I never met her. So anyway, boom. Next video, we can talk about my journey for Slacks. I'm gonna actually show you an open one, but this one a little beat. My journey to Slacks. This was a long journey. This was a huge journey and a huge accomplishment. Or we can talk about why I dropped out of college. Yes, all that work I did just for me to drop out. But hey, you know, you learn things when you go on with life. But that's how I got into college. That was my journey of CCS. And if I could do it all again, I would. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, I would love for you to subscribe, like the video, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell your dog, whatever. And I hope to see you next time.